Sometimes it is up to us to carry the same people we rely on. What happens when the strong friend becomes the silent struggler? What do you do when the one you lean on can no longer stand it? Will you even notice? Because I've come to realize that life has a very strange rhythm, and in that rhythm, the carrier sometimes becomes the carried. I learned something very profound from a random YouTube video I saw. I saw a guy tending to a tree. There had been a great storm and it had broken a tree branch, although not completely. So the branch was dangling. So the guy broke off the branch completely, checked around the tree, almost as if he was tending to the wounds of the tree. Then he went on to sweep off the leaves that had fallen to the ground in the aftermath of the storm. And after some minutes, the effects of the storm were no longer visible on the tree. He had taken care of the tree, and I thought about it. There must have been a time when the guy in the video sat in the shade of the tree. There must have been a time when he ate from the fruits of the tree. There must have been a time when he leaned on the trunk of the tree. But after that storm, it was his turn to support the tree that once supported him. He saw that the tree needed some support. He wasn't too caught up in his own affairs to notice it, because the tree didn't ask for help, even though it obviously needed it. Here's the interesting thing. The tree would have continued to provide support and shade for the guy, even in its discomfort and inconvenience. But the guy in question understood the law of reciprocity. Now, this analogy is not about trees at all. If it lands, it was meant for you. We all have pillars in our lives, people we depend on emotionally, spiritually, financially, and otherwise. But strength doesn't mean immunity from tiredness. Even strong people get exhausted. Even leaders sometimes need leading. Even that strong friend sometimes needs a strong friend. This is how families survive. This is how friendships deepen. This is how communities are built. Support is not a service, it is a cycle. You know what I've realized? The people who pour into others often run on empty, silently. So maybe today, call your strong friend, call your parents, call the pillars in your life. Ask them how they are really doing, because even pillars get weak, even rocks crack.